basically what you were saying, one of Roblox's main defenses is
Mhm.
Section 230 immunity, meaning the law that shields platforms from liability for user-generated content.
Yep.
They're arguing that any harm comes from what the users create rather than them.
Mhm.
So, what I want to ask you is how are plaintiffs reframing this claim to instead focus on Roblox's own platform design and business
Mhm.
practices?
So there's a growing body of case law that has come out over the last 2 years. And in fact, there was a recent decision in the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals, and the order came out on August 1st. And it stands for the proposition that, they're chipping away at 230, and that 230 is like a sword and shield for tech companies for content posted by third parties. But it stands for the proposition that we now have a roadmap for how to plead around 230, that 230 only relates to the content and the moderation of such content. It doesn't relate to the actual construct of the product itself. Roblox is a product, and it's a product that was never safe. It was never safe in its intended design. So this is a design defect case. It's been a design defect case from the very beginning. The more we discuss content or the moderation of such, we get into what's known as being a publisher. And when you get to a publisher argument, that's when you fall under the purview of Section 230. So it was a Twitter case that came out of the Ninth Circuit that basically gives us a roadmap for how to plead around 230, because 230 does not go into the actual construct of the design, the product itself.
Interesting.
Hmm.
So, okay, so these cases that focus less on content moderation and more on the addictive and manipulative design of the game itself, those cases you're saying you do see traction in
I
treating
do.
Roblox as a product liability case?
Yeah, so the addiction cases are separate from ours, and there's some great lawyers involved in that. You have like AWKO and Kylie Groundbacker. That's the video game addiction litigation, and ours is much different. Ours relates to sexual predation of minors. So we're not actually making the argument about the addictive nature of the game. It's more of the game itself. This product was never safe in its intended design. They
Okay.
never create a safe space where children can just be with other children, other like-minded children, not speaking to adults, that goes on unabated every day on the Roblox gaming platform that has become a haven for sexual predators who use it as a hunting ground to meet and prey on children.
I see.
It's
So
disgusting.
who
And one
said
case is more disgusting than the next. I mean, it's repugnant, abhorrent behavior.
I see. So this litigation is focused on systemic failures and child
Hmm.
protection.
Yes.
How is that different from a lot of the typical mass torts we see in the industry?
Sure. So, I guess it's different in two aspects. One, we're dealing with the most vulnerable of our population, children.
Hmm.
Two, this is not a science-based, science-laden mass tort. So, when you look at a science-based pharmaceutical mass tort, you have to worry about federal preemption and Daubert. And the court has to act as a gatekeeper in a 702 hearing to determine the admissibility of certain experts who are going to proffer up scientific testimony. That's not, I mean, there's going to be testimony, there's going to be experts. They're going to speak to how unsafe the product is, and they're going to speak to the damages that these kids, these survivors, endured and what they're still going through. But it's not so science Latin. So it's a much different type of mass tort. But again, we're protecting our most vulnerable population from a publicly traded company that has continually to misrepresent, they've materially misrepresented to the general public and their shareholders how safe this product is, knowing full well that these whistleblowers were telling them time and time again how dangerous this product is.
It's
They knew.
horrible.
It's terrible.
And so it's more mental and emotional than it is scientific.
Correct.
That makes
100%.
sense.